listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWPsports.org and iTunes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural episode. This is the Phenomenal Forum. I'm your host, Matt Weinstein. I'm joined currently by Andrew Servideo. Andrew, what's going on?
What's going on? How we doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. Huge day. Phenomenal Forum, Episode 1. Alex Demiris will be joining us each and every week as well. He's not here today, but the train keeps rolling. So let's start it off huge. The past couple weeks, the Shield is back. It's Seth Rollins, it's Dean Ambrose, it's Roman Reigns. You know them, you love them. Maybe not all of them, but they're back together. They're a unit. What's going on, Andrew?
Well, I think they did a great job bringing them back. I think it could have been better with the way that they surprised the audience. I think the way that they did it was good. It could have been better, whatever. I like this program. In my opinion, this program is something new, is something refreshing, is something that was needed. I think all three of the members of the Shield were getting stale. I think they needed something to do, and it worked out pretty well.
And it kills me that when it was originally the Shield, they were great. They were the hottest thing going. You couldn't hate them. Whether they were heels, they were baby faces. They were at the top of the card always. And now, 3 years later, they're back together. Since they've done their own thing, they've all wrestled each other. They've all held the WWE Championship. And I can't help but feeling the only reason they're doing this is to get Roman Reigns over. I can't even agree.
Well, that's always the end goal, isn't it, though?
I went, of course it is. So are you kidding me?
It's the Roman show.
Roman Reigns, soon he's going to go over The Rock, then he'll go over Hogan. Then, who knows?
They bring back Hogan.
He'll go over Vince, too. He'll go over everybody. But, I was so in on the Rollins-Ambrose tag team. They're doing great work. They had some great matches with The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. And then you throw Roman in the mix, and it's so funny. They kept his music, so they play their music, and the crowd just immediately boos. And they go, oh, wait a minute, we like these guys.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
I hate that music. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
That music is just, it's so...
They've become so accustomed to
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But, like you said, a huge program coming up. It's the Shield versus... It's a 3-on-5 handicap match. The Shield versus The Miz, The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, Braun Strowman, and now Kane.
Yeah.
So now it's 3-on-5.
Kane was added, yeah.
And I told you weeks ago, I thought it'd be 3-on-3. It'd be The Bar, it'd be Strowman. That's a main event. But it started with The Miz.
Yeah.
So it must have been, we'll have Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel in there. You kidding me? What is that?
That's what we said originally when we were speaking about it. We were like, really? They're going to throw in the Miztourage into this match? This match is so much better than that. They don't even need those guys.
Somebody probably figured out. He's like, wait a minute. You realize who we have in here? And they said, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
All right, what are Sheamus and Cesaro doing? They're fine. Put them in there.
Yeah.
And then, wait, Braun's not on the card? Brock's not going to? All right, put Braun in that match too. But we already have The Miz. He started this whole thing. All right, it's a handicap match. They'll overcome the odds. Roman will pin everybody. It'll be great.
Yep.
And now Kane's in the mix, which is interesting. Obviously, at the end of Raw this past Monday, the cage match between Roman and Strowman, another feud that'll never end.
Yeah, I don't think it will ever end.
Kane came out from the middle of the ring. He came from under the ring, and he gave Roman, 2 choke slams, and then I love it. He gave him the tombstone pile driver. I love. Kane means business when he hits you with the tombstone pile driver.
That tombstone.
So. Now it's 3-on-5. Again, it's a very top-heavy card. Now you have for TLC. Now that's 2 title matches you can't have. You have The Miz. Takes the Intercontinental title into that match. Rollins and Ambrose take the tag titles into that match. Lesnar's already gone. So the only title match on this card, you have 2 title matches. You have the Cruiserweight title and you have
the women's
championship. Yep. So this match is going to have a lot of time. It's going to close the show.
And it's a TLC match.
That's right. It's a TLC match. And guess what they have to grab at the top of the ladder to win the match? Nothing. It's a TLC match, and the only way to win is pinfall or submission. Yep. They keep saying, the Shield's first match was a TLC match. It was pinfall or submission. It was stupid then.
Yeah.
So just because it's the same, it makes it better? I'm not on board.
I don't know.
But... TLC, it's tables, ladders, and chairs. It's extreme. It's death-defying. But you gotta get pinned in the middle of the ring. But
it is a no DQ match. So pinfall or submission is like having that be the only way to win. It's like kind of like it's like streamlining the victory.
But you think of great TLC matches in the past. You think, the Hardy, Dudley, Edge, and Christian saga matches. You think, Jeff Hardy, CM Punk at that SummerSlam. You think John Cena, Edge, whoever it was. What you remember is the very end of the match, the winner on top of the ladder celebrating with
Grabbing
their championship.
the titles, yeah.
So the winner of this match is just going to celebrate in the middle of the ring with a fallen body. It was a pin. Maybe they'll win by submission.
Well, yeah, the Shield's going to have their arms out. That it'll be like a nice.
I don't know. And
victory for them if they do win.
It's a huge match. You think maybe it'll be, and it can't be an elimination match because next month is Survivor Series.
That's true.
So are they just gonna have the same thing next month? It's gonna be the same match.
Yeah.
You think it'll
honestly,
be 5-on-5? So maybe the Shield gets 2 extra guys.
But then again,
who is that?
That might not even be the Survivor Series match. That could just be one of the matches.
You're right. It could be last year we had Raw vs. SmackDown, that great match. But it looks like on the SmackDown side of things too, they're building up to Team KO and Sammy versus Team Shane and AJ, whoever's going to be. So you're not going to put Owens, Shane, Zayn, and AJ on the same team against the Shield and Braun Strowman. Like, that's not going to happen.
That's it.
Last year they did it. It was weird. They had the heels and baby faces together. Yeah, you had people turning on their own teams. This year, I feel like the rivalries this year are so much more heated. They're
more
so many
important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many blood feuds going on. KO and Shane are going to be on the same team? Absolutely not. So you got to think this year they're going to have 2 Raw matches, like a Raw team and a Raw team,
right,
and then a SmackDown team versus a SmackDown team. I feel like that's the only way it can go. Plus, we'll get to it. We'll get to it right now. Last night on SmackDown, I know we're going a little over the place, but it involves Raw. SmackDown, Jinder Mahal laid down a challenge to the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
How do you feel about this? I really want to know your opinion on this.
Am I supposed to say, this will be a really competitive match? Am I going to say this is going to do wonders for SmackDown Live? There's no winner in this match. The winner on paper, the winner is Brock Lesnar. He'll take Jinder to Suplex City, modern day Maharaja. Who wins out of this match?
Nobody.
Paul Heyman will get a couple good promos out of it. You think Paul Heyman needs that work?
I really don't
get
what's going down with this.
What it should be. The thing I'm most excited about is how far Brock Lesnar can throw a Singh brother.
Did you see that post on Reddit about somebody calculating the actual length that they could throw it?
I did, and they said it was about, after all the math, it's like 110 feet.
That's
in
ridiculous.
Actuality, it's probably. So then the next goes, 10 feet, 15 feet, which is believable. I believe it, and I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it.
Other than that, this is a match that does not need to happen.
No, absolutely not.
The only thing it does, I get, with lengthens Jinder's title reign going into the India tour.
It makes him look weaker. That's what they're doing.
I can't imagine he's going to get in any offense. Either that or Lesnar look like garbage.
Yeah, that too.
I don't get it.
If they even have Jinder put in some offense against Lesnar, I think it'll make Lesnar look even worse.
It's not even gonna make Jinder look good enough to justify it.
Yeah.
And the only plus side of this I see is that you save a challenger for Jinder. So he's not gonna go. He's gone through Orton. He's gone through Nakamura. Obviously, AJ looks to be next. Who else is gonna until after that Indian tour? Who are they gonna feed to him? Gonna feed Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger.
Cena if he comes back.
Right,
true. There's Corbin once he's done with the U.S. title.
But I don't see. That's the only thing. It's another month of. All right, Mahal doesn't need to go over somebody. So that's my only.
They're prolonging the inevitable. Is what they're doing.
Which is him eventually losing the title, which should have happened months ago.
Oh, absolutely.
He's had the title now since May.
Yeah.
What's that? 5 months? 6 months? It's ridiculous.
He's gonna break Punk's record too.
5 months too long. He said he's not only is he gonna break Punk's record, but 3MB is gonna reform after Heath Slater wins the Universal title, and they're gonna wrestle the Shield. That's what I heard too.
No, that's not happening.
You're out of your mind, Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, if you're listening, you're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
All right, so moving right along, another big match for TLC. It's the debut of Asuka.
Yes.
And last week it was the Fatal 5-Way elimination match for the right. They called it the right to face Asuka. Should have been called the right to job.
The right to get
Asuka.
destroyed by Asuka.
And immediately I was like, that's Emma's job.
Oh yeah.
Emma's been in that match, and it's funny because way back in the day, 2 years ago, it was Asuka's first takeover. I think it was Takeover London.
Mm-hmm.
and she wrestled Emma, and Emma got destroyed. This is going to be the same match.
Yeah.
I think this match doesn't go over 3 minutes.
You think so?
I think Asuka gets all of her stuff in 3 minutes, wins with the Asuka lock in the middle of the ring, and that's it. Maybe she comes out after the Alexa Bliss Mickie James match.
Yeah.
But 3 minutes and you're done.
I agree.
There's not much else that can happen.
Yeah. No, if they even touch this undefeated streak in the first couple months, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be very mad.
Well, Alicia Fox had the opportunity to break it.
Right.
She, that's a big money match.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah. You think
I'm
Alicia?
just speaking for myself.
You think Alicia's capable of doing that?
She's crazy like a fox. Did you see her new T-shirt?
The one that she was complaining about that she didn't have, but they had it out.
It's on there.
Yeah.
Sam Roberts will probably buy it.
Yeah. He'll definitely buy it. Yeah.
All right. So moving right along, the cruiserweight situation on Raw. New champ Kalisto.
Right.
They're finishing up that Enzo heel turn is all but done already. Where do you go with Enzo and Kalisto?
See, now I really want Enzo to have this title, and I don't know why they took it off to begin with and put it on Kalisto. I do understand the whole last minute thing with Neville walking out, which again I am very upset about. This is
we'll get to that right after.
But I think Enzo will get the title back off of Kalisto. I don't know about it being this pay-per-view, but maybe next pay-per-view, if not this one.
They love to do things out of the ordinary. They love to surprise people. I think they'll have Kalisto will probably retain the title, and the next night on Raw they'll have a rematch or something like that. And at least it's fair because the rematch on Raw will probably get more time.
Oh yeah.
And
there's no room on this card.
That's where Enzo will win the title back.
There's zero room on this card for this match.
That's where they'll finish the heel turn. He'll cheat to win the title back, whether it be, using the tights, using the ropes for leverage, or this new heel stable in the cruiserweights they come on. Even a debuting bodyguard for Enzo, who knows? But that's where I think it happens. But as far as TLC goes, Kalisto comes up with the title.
You think so?
And Neville. We forgot to talk about Neville.
Oh.
What a huge blow to WWE if this is true.
I really hope it's not.
If Neville just walked out, he'll do the same thing Austin Aries did. What a huge blow, because after, first of all, if it is true, what a great way for Neville to go out.
Oh, absolutely.
He said, Enzo said, if you touch me, you're never getting a title match again.
Yeah.
As long as I'm champion.
Yeah.
So he beat the crap out of him and walked out. Never to be seen again, if that's the case.
Yeah.
I hate to see Neville go, but I kind of hope that's the last thing he does, at least with the cruiserweights.
See, but it was so believable because it sounds like a work. That's what it really sounds like.
I figured it'd be, now he's with either he just moves up the card on Raw or he goes over to SmackDown.
Right.
Which I think would
benefit him either way.
It was such a great spot.
Yeah.
And at first I thought it was a work, and then all of a sudden he walked out. Also, the same reason, one of the reasons Austin Aries walked out, they left their match at WrestleMania off the DVD. They're losing out on a lot of money.
See, now, that is something that it already shows, this cruiserweight division, where's it going? If you're going to do that and then have Neville and Austin Aries, your top two cruiserweight title holders,
not only are they your top two cruiserweight titles, they're guys who believably could be in your world title picture year round.
Absolutely. They worked their butts off this entire year for that cruiserweight title, and now both of them left.
It's honestly, it's funny, Austin Aries, he's on to bigger and better things. He's got a match against Ricochet soon. I don't think he's looking back. And Neville, he's gonna be a star outside of the WWE. He bet on himself. He's gonna bet on himself the same way Drew McIntyre did, the same way Cody Rhodes did. Guys like the Bullet Club, the Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, they said, "Oh well, WWE, that's not the end all be all.
It's not.
I'm doing just fine for myself out here," and I think that's gonna be the same for Neville.
Yeah, I think Neville will do better than how even Swagger or Ryback, how they're doing right now. I think he's going to be even better than them. I think he'll be at the level that Cody Rhodes is at, in my opinion, because he's that good.
I totally agree with you. Cody Rhodes, another guy, no reason they didn't, strap the rocket to his back and give him a world title. He made every single ridiculous gimmick they gave him work.
Yeah.
He made dashing. They gave him a mustache with the mask, Stardust, whatever it is. He took the ball, he ran with it, and he put it on like $1 million.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute shame.
He turned chicken. What's the expression?
Turned chicken salad. Made chicken salad
out of
yes.
Right.
All right.
Okay,
we
yeah.
got it. That is the expression.
Right.
So it's a huge blow for not only the cruiserweight division but the WWE as a whole to lose Neville if it's true. But that being said, it's so funny. Enzo's whole thing in his promos, he said, "I put 205 Live on the match. I made this the realest show in the room." He is 100% correct.
Accurate.
But I hadn't been watching 205 Live for a good couple months.
The only reason
until he debuted on 205 Live.
Right. The only reason I started watching that show again was because of him and because of what he was doing.
And it's a shame because there's so many great workers on that show. And you tune in for Enzo.
Yeah.
Guys like Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann, Tony Nese, all these guys, I want to see what Enzo has to say. And it just goes to show Enzo, and whether you love him or you hate him, whether they love him backstage, whether they hate him backstage, he is a moneymaker.
He's a draw.
He's an absolute draw. Whether he's in the cruiserweights, the tag division, whether he was in the main event.
And the difference between him and everybody else is that he has a character. He is himself turned up 100%. That's what he's doing.
Well, when do that's because they put a mic in his hand.
Right.
If you put a mic in the hands of some of these cruiserweight guys, they'll be able to prove you wrong, but they just haven't gotten an opportunity because for the past year now that the cruiserweights have been on the main roster and they've had 205 Live, it's been the title match, and there's been whatever Brian Kendrick's doing. And then whoever beats Brian Kendrick in that feud,
and it's still like that.
He gets the next title
it's
match.
Still
That's
like
all
that.
It was. Gallagher, he beat Kendrick, then he got a title shot. Then Tozawa beat Kendrick, he got a title shot. And it's not going to change. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up here. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking a lot of Shane McMahon, a lot of Sami Zayn and Owens, a lot of SmackDown. You're listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWPSports.org.
Welcome back to the Phenomenal Forum. I'm Andrew Servideo. This is Matt Weinstein. So, Matt, last night on SmackDown, last night on SmackDown, we saw Sami actually come out, interrupt Daniel Bryan, actually. Or he called him out? He called him out, right?
Like he called out Daniel Bryan.
Right. So, or Daniel Bryan called Sami out. And he is now heel.
I don't know if this is Sami Zayn as a heel. I think this is Sami Zayn as Sami Zayn.
Right.
I feel like the funny thing about Sami Zayn is he'll make a great heel because he's just so obnoxious.
Right.
That's what I love about him.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is Sami Zayn being like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I did what was best for me and my best friend.
Okay.
Helping your best friend, that's a babyface quality if I've ever heard one.
Okay. That makes sense.
I think it's like more of the delusional heel type thing.
Oh, okay.
But
that makes sense.
Regardless of whatever it is, I love it.
I love it too.
And wherever they go from here will be incredible.
I think it's something new. It's something they haven't done. And it's something that I'm looking very forward to in the coming weeks of how this is going to play out. I think Kevin Owens whispering in his ear, telling him what to do, I think is a great story. I think whatever they have next with Shane McMahon planned, whenever he comes back from whatever injury he sustained from jumping off the cell, I think this is potential to be feud of the year if this plays out well.
I think you can throw potential out the window. I think this is 100% the feud of the year. Owens and Shane, you add in Sami Zayn, the two of them ganging up. We said maybe AJ Styles, who knows? But this is forgive me, sound a little bit corny. This is the Kevin Owens show. SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's not SmackDown Live anymore.
Absolutely.
Kevin Owens prints money.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, whatever they finally said, take the ball and run with it. They put him in the ring with Vince, he delivered. They put him in the ring with Shane, he delivered. Now they gave him Sami Zayn. It's another factor here. I think it's incredible. I think
it's perfect. I think Sami Zayn wasn't doing anything anyways. Putting him in this, inserting him into this feud that was already good, it makes it even better. I think Owens and Sammy teaming up is going to be crazy. Literally having which what they did earlier in the year with Sheamus and Cesaro, they had a heel and a babyface tag team. It's probably going to be essentially the same exact thing, but there's a new element to it, and that Kevin Owens is influencing this heel persona on to Sami Zayn.
I love that you brought up the Sheamus and Cesaro thing because forever, Sheamus was my least favorite wrestler in the company.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
From the minute he walked in the door, I despised Sheamus. He looks stupid.
Yeah.
He's not good in the ring. He's annoying. He's just being a good heel. I hated him. I wanted nothing to do with him. But
right.
Cesaro, I was like, oh, I love Cesaro. Cesaro's great. And they put him together, and again, they meshed. It was perfect. And it's the same thing with the heel babyface dynamic of Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. This is something they've been doing forever.
Yeah, they have history with this.
100%. Together, apart, whatever it is, it's just look forward to some great matches between whether Shane gets in the ring again. We said it's AJ. Who's to say we don't see, maybe Shane isn't going to get in the ring as much. Who's to see we don't see Owens and Zayn versus a Y2 AJ reunion?
Oh my gosh.
Because
that'd be crazy.
When Kevin Owens gets in the ring, in the middle of the ring, and says, "This is Sami Zayn, my best friend," a little part of me inside is like, Chris Jericho.
They're calling it back for
what
Chris
Jericho. What are you
Jericho.
talking
about?
I've
That's
seen
a callback.
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And, he's talking about before, the month after AJ debuted, after the 2016 Royal Rumble, they put him with Jericho, and they made the T-shirts. They were Y2 AJ. Those T-shirts were on sale for 2 days because they split up immediately.
Yeah.
Well, WWE Shop, I just made you some more money, put those shirts back on the market, and bring back Chris Jericho for this story. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. All right, so let's get into the rest of SmackDown. So, what do you think of Pulp Fashion with the Breezango and the Ascension? It's
funny. We've only talked about things that are great.
Yeah.
Add this to the list. Fashion Files is the best thing that has ever happened to either of these two guys. They're on the show the Ascension as well.
Yeah.
They're on the show every week. They're entertaining, but you just hope to see them get in the ring.
Yeah.
And was it last week? At Hell in a Cell, their bit, it was 2B.
Right.
And then they had the vignette for the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Now, do you think that is it? Or do you think it was actually the Ascension with the 2B friends or whatever?
I mean, I don't think it was. I feel like the Ascension was supposed to be like, oh, that's it. Or is it? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
But it's got to be Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, right? Who is it going to be?
Yeah. I really think it is, too.
And my issue with that is they'll have a quick feud. They'll probably get squashed. Breezango's probably get squashed.
Yeah.
Then they'll just make more Fashion Files.
Oh.
I don't think...
am I complaining about Breezango losing?
And it's funny because they're really the only, with the exception of the New Day, they're really the only pure babyface tag team on SmackDown. Last week, when you had the truce between the truce between the Usos and the New Day,
right?
And then the Usos, who are still the heels, looked at the Hype Bros and said, "Back of the line, heels." Said the Ascension, "Back of the line, heels." They said Breezango, "Back of the line." Nick Xavier's like, "No, hold up. Breezango's cool." That's the New Day being like, "Nah, they're the only other babyface team here. We need them."
Yeah.
So other than that, Gable and Benjamin, I guess they're babyfaces, but they don't really have much personality. They haven't, other than we're two former Olympians. This guy is just like Jason Jordan. We're still like American Alpha.
Right.
What did they have?
What did you think of their promo that they did backstage?
I think Shelton Benjamin has never been good on the microphone. I think that's what halted any progress he could have had in his first run.
Mm.
But Chad Gable oozes charisma. And you put a microphone in his hand, you let him talk, just see what he can do. And you don't expect it coming out of him. Oh, he's a mat worker, he's a technical worker, he's he was in the Olympics. Oh, he's just in ring. Absolutely not. He can do it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge thing now. They're the number one contenders for the Usos titles. I think that's a great way to get them involved. The Usos, obviously, the only other than the New Day, nobody in the tag division is going up against the Usos on the microphone. Absolutely
true,
not.
yeah.
But if you give Chad Gable a shot, I'm not saying he's going to stand toe-to-toe with them, absolutely, but he'll give it a
He'll put
shot.
up a fight.
He'll put up the fight,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think Chad Gable has a lot of potential. I think they're waiting on the right moment, which is what I like. They're waiting on the right moment to actually do something with him. And I think this is where he actually comes out and he does something. That match he had it with AJ showed everybody this guy can hang.
Then he had the match with Owens, too.
The match with Owens. This guy can hang. I mean, then again, AJ and Owens are some of the best in-ring workers in WWE
They'll
right
get
now.
a good match out of anybody.
Right. Chad Gable has consistently put on good matches.
And we knew, while American Alpha was still, they were hitting their stride, we knew Chad Gable's the better worker, but Jason Jordan, there's just something about
He has a
him.
lot of charisma.
He had the, it's like the silent charisma, they call it. Like, he's not great on the mic, but he's electric in the ring.
Right.
He was the best hot tag in the business since Roman Reigns with the Shield.
Yeah.
When he would throw down the straps and say, "Oh, he's like Kurt Angle." Obviously, now he's his son.
Yeah.
And it's funny that they were talking about who's Kurt Angle's son. There was talks of it being Chad Gable. The reason I think, at least, that they didn't put Gable with Kurt Angle is because Jason Jordan needed it more. Chad Gable on his own is Chad Gable. He's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Jason Jordan, he's all right.
He's just
This
Kurt
guy,
Angle
he
2.0.
does a couple suplexes.
Yeah.
We have guys that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Why else should I care about this guy? Chad Gable, you can care about him because he's 5'10", maybe, 180 pounds soaking wet.
See, but there's a good look to him. I like the way he looks. I think he comes off as somebody that you could look at and be like, you know what, I like him. Just based off looks.
He's just a likable guy.
Yeah.
Even when they were coming up in NXT, when American Alpha, when they were the heels, I was like, why am I supposed to not like these guys? They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're incredible together.
They're gifted.
They're incredible apart, but there's something about this guy. Jason Jordan, before Chad Gable joined him, was just floating around in NXT.
Right.
Then they started doing all the backstage stuff with Chad Gable. Ready, Willing, and Gable, you were like, okay, I can get behind these guys.
Right.
And I think Chad Gable, especially now, put him with Shelton Benjamin, an experienced guy, and put him in the ring with the Usos, they're going to put on some good stuff.
Right. All right. Well, we talked about Chad Gable enough, but I still love him. So, what do you think of Jinder coming out and challenging Brock Lesnar?
We mentioned it earlier. Jinder wants the beast.
Right.
Jinder is an idiot. Why is that? Champion versus champion. It's Survivor Series. Sure. Who is that going to help?
Nobody. Zero. Nobody. Nobody's gonna. It's not gonna do anything. I think this is going nowhere. This is like, let's put off Jinder losing the title for another month. That's gotta be it. Let's have Lesnar come out and beat the absolute living crud out of somebody and go home happy.
But then that destroys any sort of momentum Jinder has. Because forget whether you love Jinder, you hate Jinder, you think he's great, you think he sucks. He beat Randy. He beat Nakamura. He's held the title for 5 months. He is legitimate. So at this point, if he goes and gets squashed by Lesnar and eats 30 suplexes, why am I supposed to care about the WWE Championship any more than I do now?
Than you do now, yeah. Because the show SmackDown itself has been good without Jinder on it. And the fact that he came out this week and said that, it just makes me think, what did he even have planned for this guy?
You got to think. And then obviously AJ came out and challenged him. He said, "Oh, you're not afraid of a fight. I'm looking to fight."
See now, but here's the thing: when AJ came out, Jinder told him that he was a loser, which makes sense because he did lose his U.S. title.
Yes, he didn't get pinned, but then he got pinned by Baron Corbin.
See now, how do you believe that AJ Styles is worthy enough to go up against the WWE champion after just losing the U.S. title? I understand AJ Styles is a bigger name and a better superstar, but having somebody that's fresh off a loss like that, losing a title, the title that has been more important than WWE Championship in SmackDown so far. He's carried SmackDown, which just by himself. And now you're gonna say, "Oh, he lost the title. Let's put him in the next title, the better title."
On paper, the better title.
On paper.
First of all, I think you're the only person in the entire world who might have a problem with this. Because saying, oh, AJ's going to wrestle Jinder for the title, and he's probably going to take it off him.
I don't think he will.
Oh, if that's why I think they'll let this go. I don't think I think AJ might get like a non-title match. He'll beat him, and then, oh, he's worthy. Then they'll wait till after Lesnar, after the India tour, then AJ can beat him.
Oh, my God.
Then
I don't even think they're going to want AJ to beat him. I think they're going to have somebody else beat him.
Who? Speaking of who, I'll tell you who. It's time for the New Day singles push.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tell you right now. Hear me out. Hear me out. I've been thinking about this for weeks.
Don't start this.
Listen to me. You have the Usos. They lost the titles to the Usos. They paid their respects. They got to the back of the line of the tag division. What's left for them to do in the tag division? 4-time tag champs. Longest reigning tag team champions in history. What is going to help them by winning the title again and holding it for a month and a half? Nothing. Big E and Xavier Woods are on record saying there is nothing we want more than to get Kofi Kingston the world championship. I am on the Kofi Kingston train.
I think you're leading that train. You're conducting that train.
I might be me and my brother, the only ones on that train.
Yeah. I think I'm in the middle of the train.
Anybody who wants to hop on that Kofi Kingston train with us, you are more than welcome. Kofi Kingston, if not AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston is the guy. There is no, if not now.
It's a strong statement.
If not now.
It's a real strong
that's
statement.
That's what we do here. We watch wrestling and we give scorching hot takes about the New Day. Kofi Kingston, if not now, there is never going to be a time for him to win the world title.
All right.
I mean, 2009, he had the feud with Randy. Mm-hmm. He was ready. Everybody thought, oh, he's going to go from Randy to the title. He didn't do it. They said, nah, we don't like him. He's been there almost 10 years. One of the most consistent guys they have. Put the rocket on him. Strap it on. Give him the title. I'm on board.
I'm on board too. I like where you're thinking, but they don't think that. They have no plan for Jinder right now.
Of course, that's why I should be booking the territory.
Yeah, you should be booking for WWE. All right, let's move on. So Ziggler and Bobby Roode, they had the same finish that Bobby Roode had in the first match between the two, and they had the same. They flipped it. So now Ziggler got the pin with the roll up on SmackDown yesterday. What'd you think of that?
These are two guys I love. I think they're two of the top, when it comes to in-ring, and an in-ring standpoint, they're two of the top guys in the company. They've put on two mediocre matches. I think it might have to do with, does Dolph Ziggler, I don't have a gimmick, or the Bobby Roode, look at me, I'm a heel, except I'm playing a babyface. Yeah. But I feel like it's just lazy.
It is.
They're not, both matches, the roll-ups, they got the tights. That's not how you're going to, I think that's not how you're going to further the storyline. I think they're just going to wait until they can finally turn Bobby Roode heel.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the guy that goes to take on Jinder.
See, that's what I was going to say. I like Bobby Roode going for the title next. I think okay, so he could skip all that U.S. title nonsense.
The nonsense that's been holding the card.
Yeah, okay. But what I'm saying is
right.
He could get past that. He doesn't even need to do it. He could just go straight for the WWE title, make the WWE title good.
All right.
Make it believable that he's the champion. Because
with
the NXT champion, he held that for how long?
6 months.
How good did he look with that title?
Really good.
He made that title look good.
I'm not going to, first of all.
The
NXT
he
title. He
deserves to have that title on him.
I agree with you, but first of all, the NXT title was made way before Bobby Roode. I'm not saying he didn't help. He definitely did. But, yeah, I like Bobby Roode too. But I also like Kofi Kingston. Anyway, God. I think Bobby Roode's the smart choice between him or AJ. It's got to be one of them, right?
Right.
So, but then here comes the problem. We're talking about Bobby Roode needs to. Glorious Bobby Roode is not a babyface.
No, absolutely not.
Glorious Bobby Roode is a heel. So is Jinder Mahal.
Right.
And you're not, and they're, as much as they want Bobby Roode to be the heel, they're not going to be like, oh, well, you guys can cheer for Jinder now. Nobody is getting on board.
Right. See, but like if you're gonna keep Bobby Roode as his face, I think you might as well have him beat Jinder, then turn again, and then have AJ fight.
Then there's Bobby Roode, AJ. You throw Nakamura in there. You do Nakamura, Bobby Roode again.
love this.
Here's what I
love this. I love this thing.
Here's what I want to see right before we get to break. I want to see, before Bobby Roode gets the title, Bobby Roode, Ty Dillinger Part 2. At NXT, it happened. It was great. They had one match and it was done.
Right. It was a great match.
And it was a great match.
It opened that card, right? That was the first match on that card.
Last year's Survivor Series, I believe.
That takeover.
Yes.
Right.
So I'd like to see Ty Dillinger get another shot at Bobby Roode. We'll be gonna take a quick break. We'll be back soon. We're talking a little the end of SmackDown. We're gonna talk TLC. You're listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWPSports.org.
Welcome back to the Phenomenal Forum. I'm Andrew Servideo. I'm here with Matt Weinstein. So Matt, what are you looking forward to the most for this pay-per-view coming up, TLC? Tables, Ladders, and Chairs.
TLC, it's got to be Shield versus Strowman, Miz in the bar, right?
Right.
There's nothing. Actually, there is one match we forgot to talk about. Big story from Raw. That's Tony the Tiger, Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail. I love Finn Balor more than the next guy.
I love Finn Balor, dude.
I think the orange paint is dope, but he's gonna wrestle Sister Abigail. I don't get it.
All right, so here's my problem with this whole thing. I love Finn Balor to death. Finn Balor is my favorite wrestler right now.
We're in on the same page.
You're putting him in a feud with the man who has done nothing this entire year besides lose the title in a terrible match at WrestleMania to Randy Orton.
That was main event number 4.
Main event number 4 where they dropped the ball on Bray Wyatt. And now you're going to put him in a match with Finn Balor, who is on top of the game right now with this whole demon thing.
Well, first of all, it's a third match with Finn Balor.
The third one. The third match. This is the third match you're having.
In which Finn has won both.
Right.
Both previous.
What are you going to do for the third one? Are you going to have Bray Wyatt win?
Well, he's not wrestling Bray Wyatt. He's wrestling Sister Abigail.
Are you going to have Bray Wyatt win?
I don't know. I really don't know where to go from here.
I don't understand what they're doing.
Finn Balor needs to get out of this program.
He needs out
as soon as he possibly can.
Dave Meltzer even tweeted out. He was like, Finn Balor he deserves way more better than this. This is not what Finn Balor's about.
100%. And I think that's another match. Does Finn Balor wins again?
I guess so.
Or I guess does he have to lose?
Unless they end the match in like some sort of stipulation where both of them ended up looking
good. It's a count out or it's a double DQ.
Right, or
who knows?
something. But
I don't know.
Maybe Bludgeon Brothers come out and help.
Oh, now they're on. All right.
Because it is TLC. No, it's not. TLC's Raw.
Hold on. Fantasy Booking 101. This is why we don't fantasy book on this show, because we just get disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm already disappointed that Kofi. I know Kofi's not winning the title. Fantasy Booking 101. The Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan. First of all, so you scrap the name. They come back. They're the Wyatt family again. And it's 3-on-1 for Finn Balor. And then you know what happens? You know what? It's not even worth it. You know who comes out?
The Club.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Right.
It writes itself, people. And there's your 3-on-3. There's
crazy.
Another match.
There's another match you put on Survivor Series.
Again, this is why we don't fantasy book.
It's not going to happen.
Because now we're upset.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move it on. Talk about, the pre-show quick. Sasha, Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
Apparently, Alicia Fox, she really got into Sasha Banks in that backstage segment where she beat her up. I think she was throwing potatoes. Potato punches. Did she push the ref? She got fined. I don't know what that's about.
It's pretty funny. It makes for good TV. But again, Sasha's probably gonna win this match. I don't see Alicia Fox coming out winning this match.
Snooze fest pre-show match. Yeah. Nothing there. Sasha deserves better.
Yeah.
All right. Then the other pre-show match, Cruiserweight Tag Match.
Yeah.
We talked about it. There's 2 programs in the Cruiserweight division always.
Brian Kendrick.
It's the title and Brian Kendrick. Yeah. So you got Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher versus Cedric and Rich Swann.
Yep.
I love Cedric and Rich Swann.
I love Cedric.
I think they're great together. Yeah. They're great together. They're great separate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this will be a great match if they get time.
Really, really good.
Brian Kendrick does what Brian Kendrick does.
Right.
Jack Gallagher is in another league right now with this heel gimmick.
Yeah.
Where he's wearing the suit
and
ring.
The gloves. I love the gloves.
Which is great. I love it. And Cedric and Rich Swann, they're 2 of the best in the whole division.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully this is this is a spot where they can show it off. They can show this is why we're the top. This is why we deserve the shot at Enzo or Kalisto.
This is why we don't belong in the pre-show.
That's it.
Yep.
There was 2 months ago. It's the pre-show for SummerSlam was match of the night.
Yeah.
It was New Day and the Usos.
Then again,
and then
SummerSlam wasn't.
And then they gave him the Hell in a Cell, and they said, "Wow, you guys are actually really good at this thing." So hopefully, Cedric and Rich Swann get something out of this pre-show match.
Yeah.
Moving on, the next, the cruiserweight title, the other cruiserweight match.
Right.
Enzo Kalisto.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned earlier. I think Kalisto wins this match.
I disagree. I think Enzo's gonna win it, but we'll see. We'll see how it is.
I think I like Kalisto a whole lot, but I can't get on board with my problem here is, what was it, 2 weeks ago now when Kalisto debuted with the Cruiserweights, or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, when Kurt Angle came out and said, "Enzo, you're right. None of these guys can take you." So I have this new guy. And I'm like, oh my goodness, who is this new guy? And it was Kalisto. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel I feel like you saved that spot for Johnny Gargano. You saved that spot for if somehow down the line you sign someone like Ricochet. You save that spot. Because now if they do something like that again, they'll be like, well, I'm very underwhelmed because Kalisto was last time.
Last one, yeah.
And then it's Johnny Gargano. You're like, oh, all right, this is good.
Yeah.
So Kalisto is the face of the division. It's interesting. I do like him and Mustafa Ali together. Mustafa Ali's like the spokesman for we don't like Enzo.
Yeah,
which
I think that's great. I think that's great storytelling right there. Just the fact that nobody in the cruiserweight division likes Enzo. I think that's great.
And but now that Enzo has his stable,
yeah, he's got a posse
because now it's who is it? It's Daivari, Gulak Nese, and Noam Dar.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there's no way this match is one-on-one and it's a clean finish. Absolutely not. You have those 4 or 5 guys. Like I said, Mustafa Ali, even Cedric and Rich Swann possibly. There's come out for Kalisto. There's no way this is a one-on-one clean finish.
I don't
regardless
think so either,
of the outcome.
Yeah. I think it'll be a mosh podge of a bunch of wrestlers at the end with like just coming in, beating each other up. But this match on paper it shouldn't even be a thing at this point because Enzo, I think, in my opinion, should have kept that title. But we'll see how it goes.
See, the problem with if Enzo keeps that title is they brought Kalisto in this grand entrance. He loses. All right, now what do we have?
Yeah, exactly.
What happens then?
Bring up Johnny Gargano. No, it's not going to happen. All right, so let's talk about Asuka's debut because I'm very excited for this.
All right, go for it.
So, undefeated all throughout NXT. You build up this top female superstar that we've never seen before. She's incredible in the ring. Doesn't speak very well English, whatever. I think she has a lot of potential on the main roster. If you keep this undefeated streak going. I know she'll beat Emma. I have no problem with that.
And then I think if they don't have a title match at Survivor Series, by whatever the pay-per-view after Survivor Series is, the next Raw pay-per-view, she takes the title off Alexa. I think she does it right away. I don't think there's any time to waste because if Asuka is this undefeated monster and she comes in and she beat Emma in her debut match, and then she's wrestling in like 6-woman tags, or like she's wrestling Dana Brooke.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
She needs to put her in the main event of the women's division on Raw. That's the only reasonable place for her to be. See, now
my problem with this is what happens when Vince McMahon's like, you know what? I don't like her with the title.
Well, like I said, that's when she loses with a roll up by Alicia Fox.
I don't want Alicia Fox to be the one. I want it to be
whoever it is.
I want her loss to be something so competitive that everybody's on the edge of their seat watching, waiting for Asuka to be beaten. I don't think she needs the title for that.
Well, get ready to be disappointed. Because I wish she lost in NXT. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I really wish she lost to
They're going to screw it up
in Brooklyn.
They're going to screw it up.
Because that would have been the perfect way, passing of the torch. It's Roman Reigns, but it's Ember's yard now. But now it's, that title's vacated, and Asuka has no loss. I don't think that's a good thing. I think it needed to be done in NXT because you watch, when Charlotte, Sasha, Becky came up, when Bayley came up, they weren't really taken seriously, and I hope that's not the case, but I feel like after a while, it's going to be the same with Asuka. And her first loss is going to be some throwaway match on Raw.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the main event, the TLC match between The Shield and Miz, Strowman, and The Bar. What do you think going into this match? What is going to happen? What do you think?
I think it's a very interesting concept because the last time we saw this, what was it, 2012 when The Shield debuted. They had their debut at TLC in a TLC match. It was against Team Hell No and Ryback.
Right.
And it was all over the place. Seth Rollins was jumping off ladders. He was trying to kill himself. There was, Roman Reigns got the pin, obviously. And because even back then, we knew Roman's the guy. It's his yard.
Gotta make Roman look strong.
Really strong.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be very, very interesting, especially the 5-on-3 concept. There's definitely going to be some guys taken out of the match early. There's going to be some guys resting a little bit. But I think the most interested I am is what does The Miz do? Because I feel like this is happening because of The Miz. And I feel like people forget that because they added Strowman, they added Kane. You're like, oh, it's just The Miz. But Miz called out Roman. Miz is the reason the Shield is back together. How is he going to respond in this match? How is he going to look in this match?
All right, so now you say you want to see how The Miz does. I think this is all going to revolve around Kane. I think, why is Kane there? What other purpose has Kane just jumped out of the ring for no reason like that?
And now he's Monster Kane. He's doing Tombstone, so
right.
He's cool.
What do you think this leads to with Kane?
Well,
what do you think is going to happen?
Something with The Undertaker. It has to be.
You think so?
Oh, so you say, oh, well, I'm avenging my brother's loss at WrestleMania. That was 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Are you first doing this now?
Yeah.
This is something else.
Do you think for Survivor Series, instead of doing that big 6-on-6, they do Shield versus Brothers of Destruction?
No.
Not a Survivor Series?
Here's what I think. I think you have this you get rid of The Miz in this storyline.
Okay.
And you keep it The Bar, Kane, and Strowman. And versus The Shield and The Undertaker.
You're gonna team the Shield with the Undertaker?
And here's why. The reason Roman has beaten Triple H at WrestleMania, The Undertaker at WrestleMania, all these big money matches is because the ultimate goal is to get Roman over. The Undertaker, obviously you have Kane who's avenging his brother's defeat. The Undertaker somehow is gonna go against Kane and he's gonna look at Roman and say, this really is your yard. Or something like that. Something ridiculous. And he's going to say, you've gained my respect or whatever. I want you to lead my team. I want to be on your team.
If
and then
Survivor
Seth Rollins
Series,
and Dean Ambrose are just like, what?
If Survivor Series ends with Undertaker holding up Roman Reigns' arm, I'm going to puke. I'm going to puke everywhere.
I'll hold you to it. And it's a good chance. All right. Few minutes left. Is there anything else left with TLC you want to talk about? You want to bring up?
I think we talked about pretty much everything. I'm excited for the Finn Balor Bray Wyatt to end. I'm excited for the main event and Asuka's debut. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
I think on paper it doesn't look like it, but I think it's going to be a good show.
I think it'll be a great show.
Now here we got 5 minutes left or so. A couple days ago, Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, woo! He came out and said, here's my wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
It's a big topic that's been going on. And he said his 4 guys, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, and, of course, Ric Flair.
He did himself. He had to put over himself.
So we got to talk about it. Andrew, who is on your professional wrestling Mount Rushmore?
All right. Here we go. You ready for this?
Go for
I
it.
know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this.
Go for it.
I got Stone Cold. I got Shawn Michaels, I got The Undertaker, and I got Rick Rude.
What? Rick? You had me until Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Explain yourself. Let's go with that.
I love Rick Rude. I think
I love Kofi Kingston. I don't think he's not on my Mount Rushmore.
Okay. He set the bar for this character of this cocky, arrogant character. That how many guys we see now? We see Ziggler like this. We see The Miz like this. Plenty of other guys have done this. Rick Rude was the original dastardly heel that I loved. I go back and I watch Rick Rude matches when I'm bored because of how much.
Oh, you mean on the WWE Network for only $9.99 a month?
$9.99, gotta plug it in.
Sure.
I think Rick Rude set the bar for that character, in my opinion, and I just love that character in general.
All right, that I can get on board with,
Yeah.
but I still don't know. I agree with everything you just said. I still don't know if that's Mount Rushmore worthy.
All right, well,
top 4.
whatever.
All right, I'll give you.
I wanted to throw one in there just to throw you off.
All right. I'll give you. First, I had 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
My honorable mentions were The Undertaker. He doesn't make my list. He was my honorable mention. My other honorable mention was The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
That's of course.
Dusty Rhodes.
Great.
I wanted to put him on so bad, I just couldn't do it, but he absolutely gets the nod in the honorable mention. Everything he did during and after his career.
Yeah.
Just the legacy he has left.
Yeah.
So my 4, here we go. I agree with Stone Cold.
I love Stone Cold.
That's the only thing we agree on. Shawn Michaels, I couldn't put him on.
Yeah.
Undertaker was the honorable mention. Rick Rude, believe it or not, I didn't think of him. I have Stone Cold. I have Ric Flair. I put him on there too.
Of course.
And then I have, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. The Macho Man is the cream of the crop, and the cream rises to the top. Macho Man makes my list.
I like that. I like the Macho Man.
We'll get into it. And number 4 is a guy a lot of people don't think of when you think of the best to ever do it, or the best characters, the best wrestlers, and that's Andre the Giant.
I
Andre
can
the
agree.
Giant put the butts in the seats for years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing as the argument you can make for Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan didn't make my
He
list.
did fine.
Andre the Giant made my list, ladies and gentlemen. And now Stone Cold was easy.
Yeah.
He was the first one I thought.
No, that's my first one too.
Stone
as well.
Cold is Stone Cold.
Yeah.
The rattlesnake. He did it all. He was he was a great babyface, great heel. Whatever he needed to do, he did it. He was incredible. There's never going to be another Stone Cold.
Never.
And I put Macho Man on there. Macho Man, it was between him and Dusty. And I thought Macho Man, for that one guy who was he played a character. He was larger than life. But he did that, and at the same time, he was just your average guy. He was just a wrestler.
Yeah.
But the Macho Man, all the theatrics, the hat, the cape, the tassels, everything about it, the elbow drop, he's one of my favorites. He's on there.
I think he's up there
Mount
for me
Rushmore.
as well.
He's in that the George Washington slot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Andrew. It's been a great first episode here, the Phenomenal Forum. Anything you want to leave with?
I really hope they don't mess up Asuka. That's all I have to say. I really hope they don't. I think this pay-per-view is going to be a great one. I don't think it'll be the best one on paper. It looks really good, but we could be proven wrong as we have in the past. But looking very forward to it. This was a great first episode, though. I enjoyed this.
I am 100%.
Enjoyed this talk.
Cannot wait for more. Next week, we'll get to some TLC recaps. Whatever we got to do. But for Andrew Servideo, I'm Matt Weinstein. This has been the Phenomenal Forum.